Morning, one and all, respected dignitaries from ISRO, from IISc, from IEEE. All right, so it's a small gathering, so all of us probably know why you are assembled here. And we have all come together on behalf of IEEE to felicitate two of the very stalwarts of aerospace. And of course, it's a very great occasion. It was not supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be like they are supposed to go to US in the main function and get the award themselves. But thanks to IEEE India Council, they thought about having a special occasion, and thanks to our Bangalore section as well, which actually fairly, kind of eager to do this. Not just we have to do this, but we are. Even otherwise you could have done it. Even if that main function were there, you could have still done it to this kind of function. So many of you probably know about it, but I don't have to talk too much about it. But before we formally start this, of course, we have to follow our tradition with an invocation. I invite Mr. Karan Gupta for the same.
गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो संकट हरना भव भय हरना संकट हरना भव भय हरना वेद विधायक मोदक हस्ता वेद विधायक मोदक हस्ता विद्यादायक हे मम बंधो विद्यादायक हे मम बंधो गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो प्रभो सिद्धि विनायक है गुणधाम सिद्धि विनायक है गुणधाम विघ्न विनाशक हे रुंबा विघ्न विनाशक हे रुंबा मंगल रूपा पावन नामा मंगल रूपा पावन नामा लंबोदर जय दीन दयाला लंबोदर जय दीन दयाला गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो प्रभो
I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself, but I think most of you know about it, but still, I am Radhakant Padi. I work as a professor in Aerospace Department of IISc Bangalore. Anyway, let's proceed. I think most of you probably know the significance of this medal. It is not just a fellowship and all that, it's much, much beyond that. IEEE has a different layers of honoring people, and these medals are the highest level. Okay? And let me just tell a few words about it. And most of you probably know about IEEE already. And IEEE is the largest technical professional organization in the world. We have about 4.2 lakh members, so that's a very large wide base. About 160 countries, and more on that will IEEE, India Council people are there. Even our Bangalore section chair is going to be talking about that. So we are very fortunate to, first of all, not only nominate Dr. Sivan and Dr. Suresh, both of whom happen to be kind of falling in my areas of work. So that they are my gurus in some sense, or mentors, you can say that way. We have learned a lot from both of them in a due course of time. But coming back to the IEEE Simon Ramo medal, out of the several medals, this medal was established in 1982. Okay? And this is given for exceptional achievement in systems engineering and system science. And just to kind of make you aware of it, even though it was established in 1982, the first medal was given in 84, and not that every year we find a person to give. No, we mean the entire world actually. Okay? So probably about 6 times they did not find a suitable person to give the medal as well. You can see all the statistics in IEEE website. Okay? And also it so happens out of the 31 times from 84 to until today, if you talk about that, is about 31 times. 6 times you take it out, something like that. Sorry, 37 times, and out of that you take out 6 times. So that remains about 31 times. Okay? And out of these 31 times, just for information, 30 times has gone to US and Europe. Okay? 30 times. Okay? This is the this is the first time in the world it has come other than US and Europe. And we are very fortunate to have our country being recognized in the entire world. It is time to stand up. It's time to kind of maintain this tradition in my view. We have got so many stalwarts, right? We can probably recommend many of them, and we are actually above many of the world people. So I think we'll probably start that tradition anyway. And just for information, out of those 6 times that has gone outside this US, see, out of 31 times, only 6 times it has gone outside the US. The rest of the times, 25 times it has remained in US actually. Yeah? And out of the 6 countries, the 6 times, if you just go through the statistics, some of the countries will include Sweden last year, and then followed previous year Germany, and then subsequently, way before it was Switzerland one time, and then Russia one time, and then I think Italy one time, things like that. Just one time, basically. Okay? So we are very fortunate to have this medal coming to our country for the first time. So we have firmly put our foot in the world map in the Simon Ramo tradition, essentially. This prize, of course, this medal consists of both a gold medal as well as a bronze replica. It contains a certificate and also an honorarium. Yeah? As far as, I mean, the honorarium is significant. Just for information, it's all public anyway. It will contain about $10,000 each, basically. Yeah? Then basis of judging, of course, it goes through multiple layers of scrutiny. And once you nominate, there is a process for that. And the process is all set up in the IEEE in a very formal layer-wise sort of things. So it eventually takes about 3 months to go there. And not only the achievements count, but also the recommendations count, and also how the contributions really count. I mean, they go through fact-finding mission sort of thing. And then they have their own way of judging. I don't know details about that part of it, actually. So let me not talk too much on that. Nomination deadline happens to be 15th June. Endorsement deadline happens to be 1st July. And we are very fortunate to have Professor Anurag Kumar here. He was our director. He was one of the dignitaries who actually gave a letter of recommendation. So he's going to talk more about that. And we also got recommendations from scientific advisor to Prime Minister, Professor Vijay Raghavan. We got one more letter from recommendation from Professor Vidyasagar. And we got one more recommendation from Dr. P.K. Menon, who happened to work in his early life in ISRO with Dr. Kalam directly. And in fact, he came to ISRO headquarters before going to US. He was actually here for a year or something. And after that, he moved on to US. But I thought that this is a good opportunity for bothering him a little bit as well. I was very fortunate to nominate both of them. Of course, it was, I'll consider that as my fortune, as my good luck, as my whatever you can say that way. I was very happy to see that. Initially, we had a discussion in IEEE, in some of this world forum, wherever we meet for conferences and all that. I was strongly supported by Professor Sarah Spurgeon. I don't know how many of you know her. She works in ULA, University College of London. And that is where our Gandhi was studied. That's a very old college. So it's a very it's a very big university, caters for everything. And she is a professor right there. She is very well known in IEEE, IPAC, and everybody. She was part of this kind of selection committee some years before. And she told that, okay, this actually is a very deserving candidate. You are very encouraged to do that. So I was a little more excited to do that, okay, with a confidence sort of thing. But of course, all that process actually went through in a very good way. It was recognized. Ultimately, we got it, basically. So it's a proud moment, not only for us, not only for ISRO, not only for IEEE, for the entire country as well. All right, so that's about this award part of it. And this award is supported by Northrop Grumman company, and that company is extremely very big company with 90,000 employees. They can imagine how big is the company. And it actually solves the toughest problems in space, aeronautics, defense, and cyberspace. So of course, it is very relevant this time that we are honoring the space domain part of it. So on behalf of IEEE, I am delighted to inform this August gathering that Dr. V.N. Suresh and Dr. K. Sivan are the proud recipients of 2020 IEEE Simon Ramo Medal for outstanding leadership in developing a national space program and pioneering space technology. Why not? both of them do not need any introduction here, especially not, certainly not in this audience, but it is my duty to kind of read out a few things. I mean, all of you probably know about it. Why probably? I'm double sure that you know about it. So still it's my duty to just make you aware. Dr. V.N. Suresh is an honorary distinguished professor in ISRO and also the chancellor of IIST Thiruvananthapuram, who himself established the institute, the university some time back. Okay, he was initially the vice chancellor, but right now he's the chancellor of the institute, which is actually doing pretty well. He is the immediate past president of INE as well, and most of us know what INE is all about. Indian National Academy of Engineering. He was the president, last president essentially. He is the recipient of the Global Pioneer Award of International Council of System Engineering in 2016 and the Life Achievement Award from Department of Space in 2018. Dr. Sivan, as we all know, is the current chairman of ISRO. He is the recipient of Lokmanya Tilak Award for 2018 and 24th SK Firodia Vijaya Vigyan Ratna Award in 2019, and many things. I mean, we don't have to keep on talking about it actually. So the space systems engineering expertise and leadership of Dr. Suresh and Dr. Sivan have been instrumental in ISRO, which has become world's top space, one of the top space agencies known for launching successful missions at very low cost. I mean, I think as far as I know, probably we were the lowest in the space launch until kind of, now is a kind of little bit competition from SpaceX. But still, I think India still has the potential of getting, it is still considered one of the cheapest launches and successful launches as well. It's not that. All right, so Dr. Suresh and Dr. Sivan joined ISRO in '69. That was before my birth, by the way. So 1972 was my birth, so he joined in 1969, and Dr. Sivan joined in 1980. And at different points of time serves as the director of VSSC as well, both of them, which is actually the Center for Developing Launch Vehicles. So if you take pride in our launch vehicle program, which we all do, the primary credit for that goes to both of them. Dr. Suresh led the development of navigation, guidance, and control systems, including PSLV, which has been ISRO's workhorse for satellite launches. I think more than 40 launches, 45 launches has successfully completed already. He led the design and development of electro-hydraulic and electromechanical control systems, which are flying in all launch vehicles. He was also responsible for establishing a full-fledged vehicle simulation laboratory with sensors and actuators for evaluating the vehicle system performance under various conditions of flight. He also developed a number of critical components for actuation system, eliminating the high cost of importing these components altogether. Similarly, Dr. Sivan was the chief architect of 6 degree of freedom trajectory simulation, which is very close to our heart. Of course, without that, nothing goes these days. First, you have to validate that through 6-drop, and then followed by the rest of the things. So and that software is known in Sitara. That is used for mission planning of ISRO for almost all launch vehicles. He is also the architect of day of the launch wind biasing strategy. So earlier it was like your launch was postponed many times because of bad weather and things like that, high wind, bad weather, things like that. So now what we all know that there can be like on that particular day, just about an hour before, you can do the wind estimation and then provide some sort of a bias to the trajectory. And so bias to the control so that the vehicle actually follows the trajectory. So that contribution goes to Dr. Sivan squarely. And he also implemented the strategy for upper stage, that is PS4 restart capability of PSLV. And we all know that at some point of time, PSLV was successful in launching 104 satellites at one mission. Okay? And I was fortunate to see that in ISTRAC at that point of time, early in my, about 10 years back, probably 10, 12 years back. So that was one of the milestones that achieved because of this restart capability of PSLV at the very last stage. So that gives the mission very versatility and injecting different payloads at different orbits during the single mission. So contributions of Dr. Suresh and Dr. Sivan has enabled ISRO to achieve success in several complex missions, including 2014 Mangalyaan mission as well. Okay? And of course, we all know that it was the very first attempt we are successful, the only country in the world. Okay? So ISRO has set a world record by launching 104 satellites in one mission as well, and so on and so forth. I mean, it doesn't end anywhere. So let me stop this little bit briefing for about their contributions. And all of us very well know how they have contributed to the space missions of country, or you can say a little broader sense in IEEE for the humanity as well. And I am also fortunate to read their very nicely written book, by the way. Both of them have jointly co-authored a book. It's not there in this section. It's not there in the IEEE website. And that I invariably recommend to all of the aerospace engineering students, no matter what you do. That is the first thing, that's a very comprehensive book, years of experience written, documented very nicely there. So with this little introduction, I think I will just conclude my part of it. And once again, I congratulate both of the dignitaries for winning this nice award, nice medal altogether. Well, let's. All right, so now it's my turn to invite Dr. Puneet Kumar Misra, who is actually a scientist in URSC, ISRO Bangalore itself, but he is also the Bangalore section chair right now. IEEE, we fall into IEEE R10, region 10, and we have several sections here, and Bangalore section happens to be one of the most vibrant sections, by the way. And thanks to him, I mean, he is always available, 24/7 for catering for the Bangalore section. I have never seen such a dynamic person, which wholeheartedly devoted for IEEE cause, actually. You can give him a message at 2 o'clock and then think that, okay, tomorrow morning some message will be there, reply or something. No, 202 message will be there. Okay, so that is that kind of a thing, that kind of a dynamic person. He has taken several leads in making this section vibrant. In fact, a few days back, we have got a subsection in North Karnataka, and we also have a subsection in Mangalore and things like that. So he's extremely well known in the IEEE circle, all over the place in the Bangalore region altogether. So I will give the podium to him now. Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. Respected Chairman, Space Commission, Secretary, Department of Space, and Chairman ISRO, Dr. K. Sivan, former Director VSSC and IAST, Dr. B. N. Suresh, distinguished officials from ISRO, distinguished delegates from IEEE, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a privilege to talk about IEEE India Council, and IEEE Bangalore section in front of this August gathering. It is a rare and pleasant occasion for me as well, because both the luminaries who brought me in ISRO as well as IEEE, they are here. I think Dr. Suresh may not be knowing, but he was the campus recruitment selection committee chairman, and he selected me from IIT Roorkee in 2003. And Dr. Pal, in 2013, he brought me in IEEE. And also I can see Dr. Nageshwara sir, he was my first boss in URSC, whom I have reported in URSC. IEEE is the world's largest technical professional organization dedicated to advancing technology for humanity. IEEE and its members inspire a global community through its highly cited publications, conferences, technology standards, and professional and educational activity. Just to give you some statistics, IEEE has 422,000 plus members across 160 plus countries. IEEE has total 46 different verticals in the name of 39 technical societies and 7 councils. IEEE organizes close to 2,000 conferences. It means any particular time, even when I'm talking to you all, there are 6 parallel conferences, they are happening across globe. And attendees in these conferences are more than 561,000 people. IEEE Explore is the largest repository of technical documentation, and as of now, there are 50 lakh plus technical papers available there. IEEE publishes more than 220 plus journals. And IEEE also contribute in active standards. So right now there are 1,300 plus active standards and more than 600 plus standards in the making. IEEE is divided into 10 geographic regions, and in those 10 geographic regions there are 342 sections. Bangalore section is one among them. Also, these technical societies, they open chapters, and across globe there are 1,800 plus chapters plus 3,500 plus student branches. So you can see that how many student branches across globe IEEE has. Now coming to IEEE India Council. IEEE India Council is a coordinating body. Its primary aim is to assist and coordinate the activities of local sections in order to benefit mutually and avoid duplication of efforts and resources. IEEE India Council is the largest council in IEEE. It has 12 sections, namely Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, Gujarat, Hyderabad, Kerala, Kolkata, Kharagpur, Madras, Pune, and Vizag. There are also 12 subsections. In IEEE India Council, there are 700 plus active student branches and close to 100 plus chapters. It is 44 years old. And if you see membership as on 31st December 2019, we are in India, there is 50,000 plus members. IEEE is also having, in India itself, there are 87 fellows. The IEEE fellow is the highest grade of membership. IEEE is attained through nomination by peers and approval by the IEEE Board of Directors for distinction in the profession. Here I can see Dr. Pal, Professor Anurag Kumar, Dr. Atre, they all are IEEE fellows and they are helping us in Bangalore as well as across globe. We also have close to 1,500 senior members. Now coming to IEEE Bangalore section, IEEE Bangalore section is the most vibrant section, as Dr. Padi told already, in all the regions of IEEE, and we are the 5th largest section across globe. We are largest section in India. We have won Best Section Award in 2013 and 2019 across globe, and 2013 and 2020 in Asia Pacific region. This year also we are the best section across Asia Pacific. We are already having 2 subsections, namely Mangalore and North Karnataka, and third one is coming in the Mysore. I think by end of this year we will be having third subsection as well. In Bangalore section alone, we are having 75 active student branches, 28 chapters and 4 affinity group, and we are young at 43 years. Membership, as far as membership is concerned, we are having 8,800 plus members in Karnataka, entire Karnataka. Out of 87 fellows in India, 22 fellows are from Bangalore section. So we are having highest number of IEEE fellows in India. And out of 1,500 senior members, 830 senior members are from IEEE Bangalore section. Now, at the end, we are also looking forward for collaboration in the areas. I request Chairman ISRO to please provide this opportunity to collaborate in mostly these areas, visit of IEEE student members in various labs and facilities across ISRO. Another very, very important thing is IEEE milestones. If we see that first rocket launch as well as first satellite launch, they are supposed to be an IEEE milestone. And mostly IEEE milestones are beyond the way this IEEE Simon Remo medal is there. First time it has come to India. Only 2 IEEE milestones are there in India, that too in Kolkata because of Sir J.C. Bose and C.V. Raman. I think first launch, rocket launch, as well as first satellite launch also can be an IEEE milestone. If we get some support from ISRO, it is possible. Then ISRO and IEEE can also collaborate on organizing one annual conference, because now ISRO is mostly focusing towards R&D activities, as well as it is also required for our ISRO employees to be an IEEE member. So if we can promote membership of IEEE, it will be good for us. I hope Honorable Chairman ISRO will provide us opportunity to collaborate in above mentioned areas. Thank you very much for providing us opportunity to talk about IEEE, IEEE India Council, and IEEE Bangalore section. Thank you one and all. And again, formally again on behalf of IEEE, IEEE India Council, and IEEE Bangalore section, I congratulate both the medal winners, Dr. Shivan and Dr. Suresh, for winning this medal. Thank you very much.
Dr. Puneet Misra also happens to be the General Secretary of India Council. So the way he is active in IEEE, I always wondered that he has probably taken 1 year sabbatical from ISRO, but not the case, look like. So he's able to manage both the things in 2 hands together. And then that's amazing. So we should all get inspired from the way he's doing and pulling things up. All right, so now it is time to listen some 3 of the other stalwarts. We'll talk about them. And the very first, I take the honor of inviting Dr. V.K. Atre. We don't, he doesn't need any introduction. Of course, every one of us know about him. He was the scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri some time back. He was the DRDO chairman. And of course, by that time I was not in DRDO, but he happened to be there as the DRDO chief. So he has gone all the way to the highest level in DRDO. And of course, we are very privileged to have him as our distinguished professor as well in IISc. So he is consistently there with us. He keeps on guiding us in many programs. And of course, he is very well versed. Within this audience, we find him very suitable to tell a few words about Dr. Suresh and Dr. Sivan. Podium is yours, sir.
No, I'm not going to make a long speech, I can assure you. Good morning. It's indeed a pleasure and an honor to be a participant in this morning's special event. In India's foray into high technology, especially the kind of technology that is socially highly relevant, the contribution of Department of Space and ISRO has been phenomenal. With its technology of satellites and launch vehicles, and with special programs like Chandrayaan and Mahayana to added gilding that, ISRO's contribution has been dominating the Indian technology mosaic. And today, we are assembled here to honor two of its kingpins, Dr. Suresh and Dr. Shivan, for their contribution in developing, organizing, managing, and implementing those technologies. That an organization like the largest organization, as you just heard, and probably one of the most prestigious organization, technical organization in the world, has found it fit to honor these two gentlemen with such a prestigious award, Simon Rama Award for System Sciences and Systems Engineering. It speaks volumes of what their contribution is. I am not going to try to gild this particular lily anymore. But one of the things which we should recognize is a lot of people outside India, now of course it's slightly different. I'm talking about when I went to America about 50, 60 years back. Many of the people thought we were coming from a country which has no technology. In fact, they used to flash the picture of our radar going on a bullock cart as the major issue and so on. We have come a long way off. And one of the reasons we have come a long way off is because of scientists and engineers like Dr. Suresh and Dr. Shivan. India has been put on the world map of technology, especially space technology. So all I can say is how proud we are, the technological community and the fraternity of IEEE. The two of the people we can call our colleagues at one stage have won this award. And it's a long time in coming, and I know, as you pointed out, that most of the awards goes there, most of the fellowship of IEEE goes to US and so on. I think the mosaic is going to change. And how soon it's going to change, it depends on what we are going to do. And to a large extent, the Indian foray is still not reached its peak. We are still far away from saying that we have reached the peak. And people like Suresh and Dr. Shivan's services are essential. And I am sure they are going to keep contributing to the entire mosaic of this technology development in India. I think we stand at a crucial point in India. Next 2 or 3 decades is going to decide what the technology mosaic of India is going to be. Time of Pacific tigers is just over. And India today is poised for several reasons. One of these is the demographic distribution and the kind of talent. You have to just walk around Bangalore and say how many international organizations have their research facilities in India. The reason is our talent is superb. I hope we can gyrate the talent to produce the kind of technology that we can and that we should. That's the challenge. And the awards like this to two of our colleagues probably is going to push the technology further and further. I still remember when I was a professor in America, even among the people who used to be nominated as fellows, it used to be hardly a trickle from this. I remember when discussing it with one of the senior fellows, Dr. Dattarai, why is that the Region 10 doesn't nominate people for awards? And then Kodali had a lot of argument whether, is it because we don't have enough fellows to recommend them? That's the kind of thing. But I think no longer is achieved. With the kind of leadership provided by several people, just a few days back, must have read articles about Satish Dhawan. And today, we probably in another few years, we are going to read such kind of an articles about Suresh and Shivan. And India is going to probably look at a quantum leap in its technological foray. And it is indeed a great honor for me to congratulate both of them and wish them all many more laurels in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. It's very timely and very appropriate as well. Next, we'll invite one more dignitary who has been both part of ISRO as well as IEEE. He was one of our previous IEEE Bangalore section chair long before. And I can proudly say that he is also the mentor of Dr. Puneet Misra. So he was our director of ISAC. It was known as ISAC some time back, before URSC. Then he actually was director of the Defense Institute of Advanced Studies in Pune. He was vice chancellor of that. And then he continues to be very active in IEEE. In fact, a few days back, he gave us a very good 1 hour distinguished lecture in IEEE AES stream and all that. He's none other than Dr. Surendra Pal.
Good morning to everybody. I think after Professor Padi read out and Professor Atre spoke about the two dignitaries, I don't have much to say. One small correction in your thing. I was associate director of IJAC, not director. Rest are okay. It's a great matter of pride and privilege for me that two of my colleagues, in ISRO, we never retire. I mean, Professor Basagam will vouch for it. And so two of my colleagues are getting it. I had a long association with Dr. Suresh. He joined in 69. I joined somewhere in the end of 70. So not much of a difference. And of course, he was in VSSC. In VSSC also, we were together. Dr. Suresh, he got a lot of awards. He's an alumni of Mysore University. So I think it's a matter of great pride for Karnataka that he is getting the Simon Award. He is also alumni of IIT Madras and his PhD from Salford University, UK. Of course, he was a director of VSSC. He is a founding director of IIST. I have visited him. When he was a director, I was a member of the research board. Actually, when I was the vice chancellor of DIIT, I took many tips from him how to manage it. And I visited IIST. It was a new institute. Tried to make DIIT on the same line. That was the thing. So he is a fellow of several professional bodies. He managed Indian National Academy of Engineering for 4 years, a long period. I don't think anybody else did it. He was there. And he started many activities and many, awards, fellowships, and of course publications I was also a member of Governing Council for some time. He was also head of Indian delegation for the United Nations Committee for Space on Peaceful Uses of Outer Space at Vienna, and he was elected the chairman of the prestigious United Nations Scientific Technical Committee for the year 2006 from the Asia Pacific countries. So that's another honor which Dr. Suresh brought to India. He was the chairman of the selection committee in S&T area of IAA for 5 years. He was selected for the International Astronautical Federation to chair the program committee for the International Astronautical Congress in 2007 in India. He has won several awards, and of course he got the distinguished alumni award from IIT Madras, Lifetime Contribution Award in Engineering by Indian National Academy of Engineering, Aryabhatta Award, ISRO's highest award, Astronautical Society of India, Karnataka State Top Award from Government of Karnataka, Lifetime Achievement Award from Karnataka State Science and Technology Academy, Lifetime Achievement Award by ISRO Government of India in 2016, and from Indian Society of Systems for Science and Engineering. Most interesting thing is that he got the Agni Award from DRDO. So I think it is the first time that between the two departments which work almost on the same lines, somebody has been honored. He also received the international recognition like Global Pioneer Award for International Council of Systems Engineering at Washington, D.C. And of course, the Government of India has recognized and honored him with Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. Dr. Suresh has written a lot of books. And I had always, whenever I had an interaction with him, it was always a pleasant interaction. And we can say we had a friendly interaction and friendly relations over a long period. Another luminary who is getting honored, and I'm really happy to talk about Dr. Sivan. Of course, I never had a chance to meet because he was in VSSC. He is an authority, and he gave a big push to our Gaganyaan program. A new vertical human space flight was added into ISRO's space scope of activities. A new human space flight center was established at Bangalore for managing human space flight program. Dr. Sivan is alumnus of Madras University, MIT, and of course ISC. He did PhD from IIT Bombay. So Dr. Sivan is a fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, Aeronautical Society of India, Astronautical Society of India, Systems Society of India, Indian Systems Society for Science and Engineering, Institute of Electronics and Telecommunications Engineers, and Indian National Academy. I mean, between the two, I don't know whom I should say is much more recognized scientist. I think Dr. Sivan is a very well recognized and highly awarded scientist and rewarded scientist for his contributions to ISRO. Already Dr. Padi talked about that he is a chief architect of 60 trajectory simulation software, SITAR. I understand because I never had a direct contact, but I understand Dr. Sivan is a workaholic. He wants things to be done, and I'm reminded of Professor Yuvaraj's times when we used to, he says time is no limit for working. So he also doesn't understand the time for, time limit, he doesn't put it. If we have to continue, we can continue in the night. He holds the meetings, etc. in night. So that way, I must say that he is carrying out the culture of ISRO. And he received a MIT Alumni Association Award, Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Bombay, ISC Distinguished Alumnus Award. And besides it, he has been conferred the honoris causa from many prestigious universities, received Lokmanya Tilak Award 2018 from Lokmanya Tilak Smarak Trust. It's the highest respected award in Maharashtra. Since I was in Pune for 3 years, so I know about it. He got the Navyug Chanakya Purushkar from Hindu Economic Forum, Kochi, Vigyan Ratna Purushkar from the Punjab University, and he has received international accolades for his contributions in space technology. Simon Ramo Medal is one of the prestigious awards which he gets it, and I think by giving this, and he also received the 2010 L&D Emil Memorial Award by International Astronautical Federation and 2020 Von Karman Award for International Academy of Astronautics. Giving the Simon Ramo Medal to both the dignitaries, IEEE is recognizing and honoring ISRO. I wish to congratulate both of them on getting a great honor, and I also feel happy and I'm fortunate that I had been associated with them. They are my former colleagues. Thank you very much.
All right, so thanks a lot, sir, for elaborating many of the awards that I did not include in my thing, but we all know their achievements altogether. Now let's move on. We'll invite our former director of IISc, Professor Anurag Kumar, who has been very instrumental in the process itself. And he is a fellow of IEEE, and of course he has given a supporting letter, recommendation letter for both of in the nomination selection process. So Professor Kumar.
Good morning everyone, and thank you for inviting me here to say a few words. In fact, after hearing what Radhakant and Professor Atre and Dr. Surendra Pal has spoken, pretty much what I have to say on my speech becomes redundant because essentially they have elaborated the great achievements of the two recipients of this award. But maybe I can add a few words. I have personally been involved in the selection process for IEEE medals on 2 medals on multiple occasions, because they are medals in my own field. And as Radhakant has already said, these are the highest awards, the highest recognitions that IEEE gives. And the selection process is extremely rigorous. Usually there are 10 to 20 nominations for each of these medals. There are about maybe 10, 20 of these such medals. And the committees are constituted to have some of the luminaries in the field that the medals are for. And over a period of about 6 months involving 3 rigorous reviews, the medal winners are selected. So I think the way IEEE does this selection, the way the process is conducted, is really indicative of the honor that these medals are conferring on the recipients. So we should congratulate the 2 recipients warmly, and also be very proud of the fact that these medals have come to ISRO and to India. And having said that, and Professor Atre already alluded to this, we really need to nominate more people from India, because it's not as if achievements are few here, it's just that we probably are very modest about our achievements. Now, just a few more words. ISRO, of course, is one of the top space agencies in the world. And recently I was watching a video where they compared the agencies and the achievements, and ISRO is one of the few things that India does where ISROs stands tall, shoulder to shoulder with the base agencies in the world. So, and ISRO is modestly funded as compared to the agencies in other parts of the world, particularly US, Europe, and China, and is well known to have accomplished successful missions at very low cost. In fact, the comparison that is made is with a Hollywood movie having cost more to talk about a space mission than it took ISRO to send its mission to Mars, successful the very first time. Evidently, ISRO has mastered the mission planning and system engineering process, leading to high success rates and low costs. And further, ISRO has achieved a lot of these things that it has achieved in a denial regime. As you all know, over several decades, ISRO could not get the technologies that were required to do what it finally ended up doing. And that's a further indication of the kind of leadership that ISRO had, the kind of technological skill that its people have, which made it do what it could do. For achievements like this, not only do you need great technologists, you also need great leaders. And 2 such leaders of ISRO are here before us and are recipients of this very important, significant medal of the IEEE. Both joined ISRO in the 1980s, and I think you heard all of this before, so I will go over this quickly. And both rose to high levels and to head the Vikram Sarabhai Research Space Center of ISRO. I've had some association with Dr. Shivan recently, personally, because I was a director of the institute, part of the Gaganyaan technical team, not technical team, so a sort of executive committee by ex officio. And during those times, I've had a chance to interact with Dr. Shivan. And apparently his own work in the past is going to have an important impact on the successful launch of the Gaganyaan mission a couple of years from now. Dr. Shivan was also selected as a distinguished alumnus awardee of our institute last year. Dr. Suresh has been, of course, Dr. Shivan is also an alumnus of the institute. He did his master's degree from IISc. Dr. Suresh is not an alumnus of IISc, I wish he was, but he has been associated with IISc more recently. We invited him. We began this process in IISc of reviewing our divisions over a 5-year cycle. And when we were reviewing the aerospace engineering department, who else could we invite but Dr. Suresh and many other people from around the world. He was a part of a distinguished committee which ended up reviewing our department. Aerospace department itself, of course, is ranked very high, and it was very important for us to get the most distinguished people to review our department, and Dr. Suresh was one of them. So I was director of IISc. I demitted office only a couple of months back. Professor Rangarajan, the new director, is here. So I was director of IISc when I was asked by Radhakant, in fact, to support the nomination of Dr. Shivan and Dr. Suresh. I was very happy to do that. And I'm very happy that our nomination succeeded. And hopefully my little letter played some role in that process. So again, I very warmly felicitate Dr. Shivan and Dr. Suresh on being conferred the prestigious IEEE Simon Ramo Medal. It's a matter of great honor, and which is awarded for the exceptional achievement in systems engineering and system science by IEEE. So let's again warmly applaud the two recipients, and thank you all very much.
All right, so that brings to the end of our formal introduction with eminent personalities. So we'll move on to the formal honoring part of it. So we'll try to maintain as much as the COVID protocols possible. So we'll not be a little bit chaotic or something, but systematically we'd like to do that. Before that, a little bit secret also I'd like to kind of share. When I was in the nomination process, at some point of time, Dr. Suresh told, no, well, you go ahead and nominate Dr. Sivan. Okay? Only. Then I told, no, that's not possible, I'll not do that. So that actually tells how much respect they have for each other. So it is not just like colleagues are supporting and things like that. They have mutual respects all throughout 30, 40 years, whatever. I don't know, I cannot count the number of years basically. So that has helped ISRO, which is known for team spirit and all that. So I think all of you probably are aware of it, but I thought it to put it in record, that they are not just colleagues of each other, but they have extremely good respect on each other as well. So all right, so with that little words, let's start with the formal proceedings of the honoring the dignitaries or medal winners. First, I will invite Dr. Suresh, and he can come and take one of the seats. Next, we like to honor him with a pita, a shawl, and a garland by Dr. Surendra Pal. All right. Next, I will invite Professor Vasagam to give him the Simon Ramo Medal. Big round of applause. Then to Dr. Punit Misra for giving a plaque to him. And finally, the check and a letter, formal recognition. I'll invite Professor Devabrata Das. He was our section chair just before this. And I will invite Dr. Sivan next. Next, I will invite Professor Kincha to honor him with a pita, shawl, and garland. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So this is a much better view for me. I can't miss this view. So from there I cannot have that. Next is the medal time, and I will invite Dr. V.K. Atre to honor Dr. Sivan with the Simon Ramo Medal. I'll invite our director, Dr. Govindan Rangarajan, to give him a plaque. Go a little front maybe, so the picture will come nice. And finally, the check and the letter to Dr. Sivan, Dr. Ramakrishnan K. He's very well known in IEEE, by the way. He went to Region 10 director all the way. It was a unique achievement for India as well.
It just past 12 o'clock. So, good afternoon. Dr. Vasudev Atre, Dr. Vasagam, Dr. Surendra Paul, Dr. Anurag Kumar, my co-recipient, Dr. K. Shivan, Umayeshwaran, other dignitaries from IEEE, ISRO, my friends and colleagues. On the very outset, let me thank the awards committee, which I understand from body that which have many layers, for bestowing this prestigious honor of IEEE Simon Ramo Medal on us. I feel very humbled to receive such prestigious award, and also I accept it with all humility. It's a recognition for the contributions by the system engineers. And when I talk about system engineering, at this juncture, I must remember my great guru, Dr. S.C. Gupta, who was the director of Vikram Sarabhai Center, as well one of the great designers of launch vehicle systems and a system engineer by himself. It was he who introduced me to system engineering way back in 1971-72. We had a system engineering, and also he gave me a task when I joined way back in 1969 to work on a system, which was development of the aerodynamic surface control for SLV3. And then I also must thank Dr. Vasagam, who is here, and he was there when I joined. If I remember, I think he was the first person to be employed in SSTC those days. And I joined somewhere around 130, 140 number as a serial number. And I used to seek his advice on how to go, because that itself is a system consisting of aerodynamics, mechanical, electronics, actuation system, controllers, so on and so forth. So in fact, the base that what was got, I was sort of nurtured by Dr. S.C. Gupta and subsequently by Vasagam too in the area of system engineering, and they imbibed the culture of system engineering in us. In fact, that helped us to really work in many of the complex projects and programs of ISRO over a period. I won't be long, I will just finish in 1 or 2 minutes, but I would like to recall one of the important incidents happened somewhere in the middle 80s. I have many things to say, but then this is something very interesting. I was invited to witness the launch of Agni, and it was in Balasore range, and I think some of us, we had some kind of direct link with the Agni 1 program, and Kalam invited us that you should come and participate in the launch, and we were there, and just before the launch, a countdown was going on, and it was about 3 or 4 hours to launch, and we were all sitting, and few of us from ISRO and few from DRDO. We were just chatting and spending time like any of us do, and at that time, Dr. Kalam entered into the room, and as usual, his usual self, he said, "Buddy, what guys you are doing?" We all thought that he would participate in our informal discussion. No, he didn't do that. He simply, let us discuss something serious. He started and said that, how many system engineers are there in ISRO and DRDO? Can you name them? I will count. Honestly, when we wanted to look at the people who can carry on the task like system engineer, carry the big projects, we couldn't reach 10. Of course, a lot of discussions went on, and then at that time, he told me that, Suresh, because he knew that I was the president of System Society of India, and I want you to organize one course for young scientists and engineers of ISRO as well as DRDO, about 30 or 40, and I want that to happen in next 1 month. We came back, we organized, we took help of our friends from academia to, like Sudhakar from IIT Bombay and many who are all sort of stalwarts in system engineering, we did that. One can go on and on, but then one thing I would like to mention here is, we all work in space department, and all of us know that when you work on such complex projects and systems, no single individual can accomplish what one can claim that he has done it. I was very fortunate to have had very many scientists, engineers, technicians, and fellow workers who joined hands in achieving what we have done today. I think it's only apt and proper that I share this honor with all my fellows who have worked with me, hundreds of them in the last 4.5 decades. And it's indeed a very nice experience for me to work in such an organization and to accomplish many things. And this award has been given in recognition of contributions to system engineering, and even at this late age, I would promise IEEE particularly that we will try to strive hard to spread the message of system engineering in our youngsters so that we'll play our own simple role for the national development. And before I conclude, I must thank IEEE, India National Council, as well as the Bangalore chapter, for having organized such a beautiful award ceremony here in this beautiful hall. And it's something, we feel very satisfied. And I must specifically thank Dr. Radhakant Padi. This is who we broached, and then actually he is the catalyst, I must say. I think he triggered it. We never thought that there is an award like this. And when he asked me also, I told him same thing. Baba, what is there? We have done enough and more. We are not really looking for this, but then it happened. So I must thank all of you who are here, and particularly members of IEEE for arranging such a grand function and then honoring us in such a nice platform. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Next, Dr. Sivan, please.
Dignitaries in front of me, Dr. Atre, Dr. Vasagam, Dr. Surendra Paul, directors of IAC, former and present, Dr. Suresh, my guru. So good afternoon to all my dignitaries as well as all my colleagues from ISRO. So very good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed, I consider it an honor and privilege to be a recipient of 2020 IEEE Simon Ramo Medal from IEEE. I wanted to thank Professor Padi and all the dignitaries who was nominated and recommended our name to take initiative to nominate my name and my guru's name for the coveted award. I thank that juries, IEEE fraternity present here and across the world for bestowing me with this honor, which is in recognition of ISRO's contribution to space science and applications. I'm indeed fortunate to receive this award along with my guru. This is a unique opportunity given to me. I must thank IEEE for giving this opportunity. Also, especially thank IEEE Bangalore branch for organizing such a wonderful event. I also congratulate Dr. B.N. Suresh, who is the co-recipient of this award. When I am talking about IEEE, my memory goes to 1982. So even though actually I graduated as an aerospace engineer, either from the Madras Institute of Technology or Indian Institute of Science, in fact, I have a very close link with the IEEE. In fact, my professional outlook, the first professional outlook to the world is through IEEE. In fact, the first paper which I published based on my ME project was published in IEEE conference which was conducted in Bangalore 1982. So I would say that it is that IEEE only gave me the insight to the entire world, I would say, in this career. I must thank IEEE, not only giving me introduction to the world, at the same time, they awarded also with the biggest award. I must thank IEEE for that purpose. And that starting from our that career in the ISRO, actually, in fact, that I didn't want to go to PSLE project, but I was forced, I was insisted or forcefully pushed into the PSLE project, which I regretted first. And now I feel that, yes, that was the greatest opportunity given to me to learn about the system engineering, which otherwise that other people have not got that opportunity. And also I would say that I am the one person, that the luckiest person I would say, always traveling along my career through the least resistance path with the highest protection. And all that my bosses were guided me, protected me, nurtured me, and make me to grow without any disturbance. That is, Dr. Suresh is one among them. When I'm standing here, it is because of I'm standing on my boss' shoulder. I look forward, or I achieved the greater height by standing on others' shoulder, my boss' shoulder. So one person among that is Dr. Suresh, and I feel proud that I'm receiving this award along with him. I must thank him for this purpose. This one. And very interestingly, that when I started my career or when we started working in PSLE project, we were not knowing, at least I was not knowing what is system engineering. What all we know, only one thing, that is we are seeing that the space system, especially that the launch vehicle system we are taking, this space system have a unique characteristics when compared to the other systems, other terrestrial system. You may ask why it is different, because it is that the engineering, that the structural engineering or mechanical engineering or chemical engineering, whatever you are studying, it is nothing special to the space system. It is exactly same as that conventional engineering system. But what makes it different from other system, the terrestrial other system, and the space systems are, as you said, you are aware that it is the optimum design, extremely optimum design with zero margin. And also it is supposed to provide the highest performance. And also it is working in that extreme environment. So it is each characteristics, attribute is actually contradicting each other. So what is the result? That each subsystem of aerospace system, it will interact with others. When it is a high level of interaction, you cannot design the system on subsystem mode. We have to define as a system, as a system we have to do it. We have to bring in the system engineering approach. And much later only I learned that whatever we are doing, the system engineering approach, whatever we have been following. And thanks to that our guru like Dr. Suresh or that Dr. Gupta or Dr. Madanair or Dr. Srinivasan or Dr. Sudhakar Rao, they really taught us, they made us to understand about the system engineering, which is essential for the space systems. And this way, that system engineering approach is not only for designing the launch vehicle, not only for that designing that our spacecraft, that it is in every part of the system, it is, whether it's the ground system or application, everywhere it is being done, this one. And the new technologies and techniques are coming even for making use of this satellite information or data for the applications purpose. So definitely that this system is one system. It is growing, it continuously grow, and it is going to make use of that more and more advanced technologies coming on the way, either as artificial intelligence, big data analytics, or quantum system. All these advanced technologies are being utilized, and then only we can make the system more and more easily applicable for the system, whatever we are talking. So definitely in this area, the very importance of the system is very essential, and it must be possible only by approaching the system and approach. And we are thankful that whatever that effort we have made, it's recognized by systems like IEEE. And all these efforts or all this knowledge, whatever we have gained, we put together, myself and Dr. Suresh sir has put together as a book that is Radhakant Padi has mentioned, that is which was well appreciated by many, many universities and colleges about the content of this book. I wanted to just tell one small question, that is not question, is an incident. And when we had the department promotion committee, it was happened, and when I was sharing that EUT of Engineer SC to Engineer SF interview board, then one boy from electronics background, and he said he is working on that some environmental testing and all, and I go on ask questions, and actually he is 100% electronics person, and he was go on answering all the questions very nicely, and I was surprising, and even the aeronautical people was not answering the questions like that. Towards the end, I asked that from where you learned all these things. I said, I learned from your book. And whether it is for getting promotion, study my book, I do not know. But at least what I understand is this book is useful for the people who are not having that basis for that the space system. I was very much thankful for the effort taken by that is Dr. Suresh sir. In fact, the book, the origin is by him. And I was trying to escape, run away, get away from him to this one, but he was not allowing me. His characteristic style of that insisting and making to work together to make the book is really phenomenal, and I feel that we have done a good job. So it will be useful for that our generation, so that they can learn whatever we understood, so that they need not again learn through that mill. At least everything is available in a book form. And all this is getting recognized by that IEEE, and they're good. I really thank IEEE for honoring us for this one. And as all of you are aware, the space system, now it is there is getting transferred, or the reform is being happened in the space arena in India. We have been talking that the space for providing services for that common people of the country. Yes, that vision is still remains. But the method of implementing that vision only is now getting changed, or we are getting augmenting. And all the space activities in India, it is carried out only by the Department of Space. Now, with that Government of India has announced that reform, so the space activity need not be done only by Department of Space. Our private people also can do it. So Government of India and Department of Space, we do believe very strongly that not only people from that India, that within that Department of Space, the entire nation has to contribute for the space system. I can give one simple example. Where I was on the other day, I was taking that why the China has that advanced in the space technology such a fast track. The first and foremost thing, whatever I have seen, is that our manpower in the total Department of Space, which includes ISRO and autonomous bodies and other thing, total is 17,000 manpower. But the same manpower, when I see out of 17,000, it is only 50% only the technical, 50% only the 50% is administrative. Totally around 8,500 or 9,000 that manpower only there throughout India for doing the space activity. Whereas Chinese, I have seen that is a 175,000 engineers or technical people are working on that space activity. Just see that, imagine what is the type of manpower they are pushing for development of technology. How to get that the easiest way to get that benefit? As India, we always think in a very, very innovative way, very crooked way. So instead of increasing the ISRO to 175,000, why not make use of that the youngsters available in the country for developing the technology to do that space activity, so that the same effect what others have got, we also will get. So with the good intention, that is that it is that guy. At the same time, they need not, that is especially that whether the youngsters or startups or that academics, they need not that wait for that establishment of that the big infrastructure. They can make use of the ISRO's facilities and infrastructure, so that the ultimate aim is, after some time, the whole India will be benefited, so that India will be one of the technology powerhouse in the space arena. That is our aim. So definitely this is a new thought process is going on, and we are on the process of implementing this system. And definitely this type of things will be useful for making that the further activities in that in ISRO and the India. I don't want to extend my talk this one, and I once again thank IEEE on my personal behalf and on behalf of ISRO for this recognition. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Honorable Dr. Suresh, Dr. Sivan, distinguished IEEE leaders, respected guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. On behalf of IEEE India Council, IEEE Bangalore section, on my own behalf and entire staff of IEEE, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all speakers for gathering for this occasion and extending their support and also sharing their thoughts today. Our Executive Director, Steve Welby, sends his congratulations to both recipients today, since he comes from the system engineering background. He was the Assistant Secretary under Obama for Defense Research in the United States. He thought if there was a possibility of he coming here personally, he would have done that. He also requests you to visit IEEE at a convenient time later date, sirs. A big thank you for Professor Radhakant Padi for agreeing to help me to organize this event and also doing the MC work today and giving the introduction to the work what both award recipients have achieved or conducted. The awards carry weight when people with the same caliber also recommend that. I would like to thank Professor Anurag Kumar for doing that and also for your thoughts today. I must mention that our deep gratitude to Professor Atre for immediately agreeing and coming here and sharing your thoughts today. IEEE fellow life member Dr. Surendra Pal is a mentor for many on both on IEEE side as well as on ISRO. And sir, thank you very much for coming today and doing the honors. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for all the distinguished guests today from the IEEE side. Director of IASC, Dr. Rangarajan, Professor H.P. Kincha, Ramakrishna Kapagantu, Padma Shri Vasagam, and Professor Das, and Puneet Mishra, our own Puneet Mishra. So I have to thank Puneet Mishra for his excellent introduction of IEEE, India Council, and the Bangalore section. He is the present chair of India, he is the Secretary of India Council now, and most importantly, he works in ISRO as a scientist SF and heading the Compact Range Laboratory in Bangalore. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our sincere thanks to ISRO Chairman's Office, especially Ms. Yashoda and her team for perfect logistical support and arrangements for this event today. We are grateful to Northrop Grumman Corporation for sponsoring the Simon Ramo medals, which is part of this award ceremony today. I also would like to thank my own staff and Nagaratna for helping me to coordinate this event so seamlessly, even in these extraordinary circumstances we are all following today. So once again, I want to state that we are most grateful to everyone for being here today with us this morning and it's afternoon as well. Thank you very much and stay safe. Thank you very much.
We'd like to have a small group photo